Alright, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD, or Application and Website Development Program, and in particular the AWD 1111.NET Framework with Web Databases class, I've been creating a series of video presentations for the book that's going to be used for this class for the fall 2019 semester. As shown on the screen, that book is Pro-ASP.NET MVC 5 and A-Press Text by Adam Freeman. We are in Chapter 26 of 27, and we're toward the bottom of page 750 under Applying Bundles. So, first thing we need to do before we can apply the bundles is to make sure that the namespace that contains the bundle-related classes is available. So we need to add this namespace entry, if it's not already in there, in our web.config file. So let's look. It's not in there because we have no namespaces. Okay. So that looks like it is. We have a pages setting in here. We don't have that either. So I'm not sure exactly where these go. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to grab the whole shebang that they show in the book here. All right. And I'm going to grab that, copy it to the clipboard. I'm going to go back over to here, and let's just put it down near the bottom. I'm not sure if that's going to matter or not, but we now have it in there. The author says you won't need to do this if you're using one of the other tools. We don't have that. All right. The next step is to apply the bundles to the layout. You can see the changes made in our underscore layout.cs HTML file right before the render section. In fact, let's just grab the whole thing. So this is our underscore layout file. And the two files that we added were the styles render and the scripts render that you can see in blue right there. Bundles are adding using the scripts render and styles render methods. Okay. Notice that we have left the script section in the layout so that you can define its inline code. You can mix and match bundles and regular script and link elements without any problem. You can see that the HTML that these generate by starting the application, navigating over to the booking, and viewing the page source. What we should see then, if we do that, I'm not sure why I'm getting those errors, but hopefully it'll be one of those that when we run the program, it'll go away. Okay, so that's what we have here. Let's see. Organizing JavaScript and CSS files into related groups is a useful way to make sure you don't forget to include them and that your layouts include whatever version of a file that is included in the project. But the real magic is that they can be used to optimize the delivery of JavaScript and CSS content to the browser. The key to this is contained in the web.config file. And the author says in our system web, so we were just in our web config file, and right by our system web, right here, open that up and set the debug attribute to false. When it's false, a minified version of the files are selected. When you minify, the system removes any unnecessary comments and white space. And it may even take some liberties to make variable names smaller. Okay? So they want us a good time to do a file save all. And it says select start without debugging. And I don't remember how to do that. Select Start Without Debugging from the Visual Studio Debug menu. All right, Start Without Debugging. You can't run the debugger when the debug attribute is set to false. All right, we are then to navigate over again to our Make Booking. Well, the author says, select Start Without Debugging. I did that. You can't run this, etc. Navigate over to the Home, Make Booking. I did that. And press the F12 key to bring up the developer tools. All right. Once we do that, and I realize, again, this is a little bit incomplete. All right. The author shows you here the browser made 3 requests to the home booking, 1 request for a CSS file. Previously, I believe it was 2. 1 request for a JavaScript file. Previously, it was 4. A total of 1K bytes sent from the browser to the server. And here, 236, almost 237K from the server to the browser. All right. So, like I said, although this was a bit incomplete, what my hope is when we get to that point in class, we can go through an entire minification example as a class to see in more depth and breadth of coverage just exactly how this works. So, when I come back, it'll be the last chapter. I'm going to really take my time on this because some of the stuff that's discussed in here, in my humble opinion, is kind of where we're going with this, talking about web API and single page applications. So I'll be back with that very shortly.